Hello everyone. I recently bought Hori Fighting Stick Alpha for PlayStation 5. Initially, I wanted to buy the Street Fighter 6 edition, but it goes for around 375 Singapore dollars. And I really got a good deal out of this. I only got this for 170 Sing, so it's quite a good deal. One thing that really pushed me to this is that I didn't really want Luke and Jamie artwork, and I know I'd be changing it to something else, probably Ken or Zangief, because I'm planning to main Zangief. I'm hoping to set this up optimized for Street Fighter 6 gameplay, and I hope you join me as we mod this. Things that I've already changed is the ball top into the Qanba Dragon chrome finished ball top, and this really nice dust washer that I got from Focus Attack. I also have my test print here, just to check if the dimensions for the artwork is okay. I used the PSD template from Focus Attack to create this artwork, and now that we know that everything is snug, let's try if the real artwork would look nice. Perfect. Now, with that out of the way, let's move on to modding the buttons. And I heard so many good things about the Qanba KS Gravity buttons that I decided to give it a try. I bought two additional accent buttons for my drive parry and my drive impact shortcuts. Okay, let's talk about the button structure for the Qanba KS Gravity buttons. The reason why I bought these buttons in the first place is that I really love Gamer Fingers buttons and how quiet they are. It's just that they're really hard to find nowadays, and usually the shops that sell them uh, it's always sold out. So I heard from a lot of reviews that this is the next best thing. So basically, this one has like two silicone rubber paddings on top and at the bottom that makes the functioning or the clicking sound really quiet. All that while still being tactile. None of that mushy feel from the padded Sanwas or Hayabusas. So this is really great, and I feel that this is a close second to my gamer finger buttons. I wanted to highlight that for those of you who didn't really want to buy this because of its silent feature, is that you could actually remove the silicone tabs, both of them, so that it gives you a more tactile feel. This also comes with clear button caps. That means you could use your custom artwork underneath those caps and further customize your buttons. And now for the lever upgrades. I'll be installing the OTTO DIY V5 for improved pivot and smoother motions. And to further enhance the experience, I'm upgrading the Teflon core into a stainless steel core. This is supposed to give you a smoother motion between the Teflon pivot and the stainless steel core. And as an added bonus, you won't have to put Shin-Etsu paste and it's supposed to be maintenance free. This set also comes with 3 different size actuators to fine-tune the distance of your throws. I'm also installing an octagonal restrictor gate to make the circular motions easier, a couple of shiny replacements for the start button, and a silver aluminum JLF shaft since I'm going coverless. First, let's take care of the start button. And with that out of the way, let's proceed to tear down the Hayabusa lever so that we could proceed to install the V5 OTTO DIY mod. We will be using the mounting plate of the Hayabusa. This is where we will attach the OTTO DIY modular body. For this, we're going to need a hexagonal screwdriver to secure the bolts to the nuts so that we could mount the modular body to the mounting plate. But before that, this would be the time when you're supposed to slot in the Teflon pivot. In my case, I'm using the aluminum core version. Then we will be using the same micro switches that we got from the Hori Alpha. With the micro switches in place, now we're going to close this up with the octagonal restrictor gate. Use the 4 tabs in the OTTO DIY modular body as guide to snap in the restrictor gate. Now on to installing the OTTO V5 Teflon pivot and the JLF shaft by first applying this lube that I got from Focus Attack. I'll be using the stock spring base and stock springs from the Hayabusa lever. The OTTO DIY V5 has 3 actuator options that we could select from. They have the 12mm, the 12.5, and the 13mm options. I'm using the 13mm option for that short throw. And now here's the OTTO DIY V5 finally installed in my Hori Fighting Stick Alpha for PlayStation. Other things that I've modded inside is adding this magnet right here to keep cable management inside really clean so that the USB end sticks in there and doesn't like wiggle around. And I finally
found what this is for, so thank you so much for it. Apparently this is a holder for a USB adapter to USB-C. I just got this generic one. Some of you might be asking, why would you need that? PS5 have USB-C ports instead of USB-A, so it will be really handy if you're going to connect this fighting stick to a USB-C instead of a USB-A. And one more major thing that I did is I bought one of those soundproofing panels. Basically, you could buy this from any hardware, and I've practically just shaped it right so that it just fits nicely in there. Don't need to like use adhesives. Keep it there. Now you might be thinking, what are those holes for? So I put this hole right here so that the top panel actually closes properly, because you have this tab right here, and this one is actually for the dimensions of the bottom end of the lever, so that it doesn't actually touch the soundproofing pads. If you're like me, who could only play your fighting games while the kids are asleep, and you don't want to wake up your babies, or you want to appease your wife, your better half, or your girlfriend, I suggest you get one of these, because fighting games can get really loud. And now I present you the final product. I actually decided to make the artwork seem like it's coming from the OEM or coming from Hori directly. I didn't want to put in like, you know, personal touches like my gamer handle or anything like that. Just keep it clean. Geometric artworks with my boy Zangief Street Fighter logos on each side. Here we have the two-tone Sanwa 24mm button. Now, I did mention that I wanted to make this stick to be optimal for Street Fighter 6 gameplay. The thing with Street Fighter 6 is that you actually need to utilize all 8 buttons. And the biggest problem with that is button number 8, this one, is really hard to press, especially when your fingers are like resting on top of the 6 primary buttons. Now, I saw this project on Twitter called the D-Break, basically like a replacement button cap for button 8, where the actual button cap is like an extended lever. It's like having an extra button by flicking your wrist. Now, the problem with that is they actually like open sourcing the 3D printing files, so you need to have access to a 3D printer or a shop that does that for you. And since I don't like have any of that readily available for me here in Singapore, and until such time that you're going to sell it in Focus Attack or Arcade Shock or Akicon, what we're going to do, or at least what I'm going to do, is MacGyver the hell out of it with some Lego pieces and double-sided tape. Let me show you how. Okay, so basically what we want to do here is first try to find like a Lego piece that you'd be comfortable with in terms of like how long it would be. So the goal here is to have like something on top of your button 8, so that you could like concentrate your hand positioning optimally on the 6 main buttons. Your pinky could touch button 4. This could be either your drive impact or your drive parry. And then for this, basically what you want is you want something that extends on top of it, so that you could actually press it with the base of your palm, just like so. After you determined what's the size of the Lego that you're going to be comfortable with, I suggest you find the Lego pieces like this. That is where you are going to apply your double-sided tape. So basically we just cut a small piece of double-sided tape, and generally you want to attach it from one end. This will be attached to the button, and you don't want it extending like excessively from the button, so you have to cut it a bit more. Basically, it doesn't need to like stick there like so hard. You just don't want this falling off when you're pressing on your buttons. So there, we have that. Press on it a bit so that it keeps in place. Then take out the other cover and place it where you're most comfortable hitting those buttons. Now this is going to probably take you like 3 or 4 tries until you find just the right position where it doesn't like obstruct your fingers from hitting the correct buttons. I think for my case it was like more like 8 or 10 times, and I've tried like various sizes of Lego pieces, but apparently this works optimally for me, and it got me to gold 3. So how it's going to work is that when you're playing with your fighting stick, your hand positioning would be as normal. Then button number 4 will be hit by your pinky, and instead of like shifting your pinky downwards just to hit button 8, you could actually just press on it like this. So it's for my case, I'm using classic controls in Street Fighter 6. So I have my punches, my kicks, and for this I assign my drive parry, and this would be my drive impact because you don't like use it that often, right? So I could like be accurate with my button presses, and if I need to hit the panic button, I just mash on it like this. No like confusing switching of the pinky. Sometimes instead of like hitting this, you'd like go in between the buttons or hitting your fierce kick or your hard kick. So yeah, and it's been really working for me well. I could just imagine like upgrading this to the D brake once they like start selling on the online stores. So hope you like it, guys.